Shows Philip Seymour Hoffman sitting in his car in a Forest Preserve parking lot, talking into his phone. Hoffman: and that was the time I smoked crack before the MCAS exam. Okay, so I'll be back in a little bit with some more with our running diatribe about eating Jim Crow with black stereotypes. Okay, and then we'll circle back to Zachary Taylor's Wikipedia page, rest in peace, and finally we're going to top today off with the debut of our new weekly segment, Misogynistic Mondays, where I and the Voices take a hard look at women still having the right to vote. So we'll be back soon with more of Dr. Chicago Hears Voices. Shows Robin Williams laying on the windshield of the car, Denitra Vance in the passenger seat, and Gilda Radner sitting in Hoffman's lap. Hoffman: so what did you guys think? Are you still here? Williams: we're always here, good doctor. Hoffman: boy, I wish I could see you guys. Vance: bitch, you can't see ghosts, friends. You can only hear them. Radner wiggles in Hoffman's lap and says, I wish you were a little more excited, doctor. Emailing all your pen pals all of your incredible comedy is going to make you a star in no time. Williams and Vance start trying not to laugh as Vance hits Radner's shoulder. Hoffman: oh, gee, thanks, ghost friends. Man, I was starting to think, when you showed up in my head after I created the tobacco product in the lab and had me hand in a Richard Nixon resignation letter, rest in peace, that you weren't on my side. But seeing how much you support me in my comedy, I'm starting to think you are on my side after all. Williams: don't mention it, Doc, but remember, you haven't made fun of the Jews enough in a while. Vance: exactly. Don't let us, redacted, have all the fun. Radner: what was that line you wanted to fit in during the misogynistic Monday segment? Hoffman: oh, you mean the cum dumpster one? Radner: well, there's that one, sure, but you also had another one? Hoffman: oh, the one where I started a female-only religion, and the initial sacrament is me splooging all over their face. Radner: yeah, that's the one. Hoffman: and you really think that that'll be a big hit? Williams: Doc, all that PC bullshit that the news tries to spread, that's not Hollywood, trust me. The people running that place want nothing more than to hear about a cis-white male splooging all over women's faces in order to teach them a lesson. Vance: but make sure to add in some anti-gay vibe. Hollywood hates gays. Hoffman: well, what do you suggest? Radner: just make sure to mention that no lesbians are allowed. Williams: and while you're at it, reduce gay men to rim jobbers. Vance: and didn't you think up a slogan? Say no to non-binary. Hoffman: yeah, that's right. Thanks, ghost friends. You're the best. Cuts to the other side of the parking lot, where Norm Macdonald as Gary Oppenheimer is sitting in a truck with binoculars, smoking a cigarette. Macdonald: so, what's the nutjob talking about now? Shows John Belushi as the fourth ghost friend sitting in the passenger seat of the truck. Belushi: he has completely taken the bait. He is spewing out so much inappropriate, racist, misogynistic, anti-Semitic, and transphobic bullshit that no one will ever believe anything he has to say about his lab work. Macdonald: I understand that, Jacob, but this has been going on for months. What if he realizes that it's not working? As it pans to Hoffman getting out of his car in a bathrobe with a bunch of empty Diet Coke cans splattering down on the ground, Belushi says, don't worry about that, Chief. We got him thinking we're spirits, helping him become the Jewish Messiah. As it shows Hoffman flexing in front of some deer in the forest preserve, Belushi continues, he's uncannily narcissistic. We try to spin him yarns about delusions of grandeur, but he takes the baton right from us and does most of the work himself. Macdonald: well, I'm concerned that his lack of self-awareness and undeserved vanity will make the next stage of the plan seem less believable. It seems like he's having too good of a time. As it shows Hoffman dancing around and seductively removing his robe, his Park District hikers run away in disgust. Belushi continues, while he may be clueless, his family did try to lock him in a rehab facility recently, so no one's going to end up shocked during the next phase. McDonald, well then, let's get ready for the next phase. And live from Origin's phone, we're not alive. It's Saturday Night Live. Neutered. Starring an ever-evolving cast that has been castrated and refuses to allow their names to be mentioned until their balls are back. Musical guest, Dustin Mays, and your host, Walter Cronkite. Ladies and gentlemen, Walter Cronkite. Applause, applause, applause. Cronkite. Hello and thank you. There is so much that I believe needs to be said, but there is nothing more important right now for me to talk about than the insurrection that occurred on September 17th, 2011, where insurrectionists took over the Wall Street Financial District. Folks, I apologize. It appears a misinformation agent compromised the teleprompter. Okay, I'm getting word it's fixed. There is so much that I believe needs to be said, and there is nothing more important right now for me to talk about than the insurrection that occurred on January 6, 2021, where insurrectionists took over the Capitol. It reminds me of what I said to the American people after the assassination of President Kennedy. It is said that the human mind has a greater capacity for remembering the pleasant than the unpleasant. But today was a day that will live in memory and in grief. Only history can write the importance of this day. Were these dark days the harbingers of even blacker ones to come? Or like the black before the dawn, shall they? Richard Pryor comes out and says, Mr. Cronkite, sir. Cronkite, yes, can I help you, Negro? Pryor, whoa, motherfucker! Are you fucking with me? I came out here to tell you that I don't like the connotations you were putting onto the color black. And you're gonna stand there and call me a motherfucking Negro? Cronkite, I apologize. Do you have a substitute color in mind that I can use to demonstrate negative connotations? Pryor, well, I don't know, Mr. Newsman. How about white? Cronkite, very well. Only history can write the importance of this day. Were these dark days the harbingers of even whiter ones to come? Or like the white before the dawn? Shall they lead to some still as yet indiscernible sunrise of understanding among men, that violent words, no matter what their origin or motivation, can lead only to violent deeds? Pryor, that's right. Trump supporters shouldn't be able to use their words. Cronkite looks at the teleprompter and says, darn tootin'. Anyway, we have a great show tonight. Dustin Mays, an accomplished guitarist, singer, and DJ from Chicagoland, is here. So stick around, and that's the way it is. On Chris Farley interrupts and says, hey everybody, I wanted to remind everyone to make sure to get vaccinated for COVID-19. The current administered vaccines are approved and confirmed to be safe and effective by local health authorities and by the World Health Organization. And don't forget your boosters. We'll be right back.